Hey, what's up guys? Your average wargamer is back with another video of World of Warships. And today I'm going to be featuring Tier 9 Tech Tree Destroyer, which is an IGN Kitakaze. Now this game is definitely going to be very special, so definitely watch this video because I'm going to be featuring you the highest damage game across the EU server. And this basically literally happens because I am playing Yorktown, which you can able to see that I have my squads going right in front of the circle of the heel, which is basically shows that it is an arms race mood. And Kitakaze, it is really strong destroyer. Like it has insane DPM, and it's one of the best tech tree destroyers experience that you can actually get from an IGN ship. And the reason why it is really good because, well, it has these 8 of the guns, which has really good reload time. Its anti-air is also not that bad, and also it has torpedo reload booster, a smoke and a speed boost. Even though the maneuverability of this line is not the best, but it still does just fine. And you can see here that this is my Kitakaze player, and I'm smoking up in Yorktown, and you can see that I can give the smoke like this with ease and give him the cover that he actually needs. I smoked up the Kitakaze here, and the Kitakaze is easily going to get the cap, which is going to be the heal one, which gives him the buff. Nice. And so with that said, he will try to farm this Yugumo here because, well, I spotted the Yugumo, and you can able to see the firepower that Kitakaze can bring into the table. It is definitely really good. I'm just trying to spot the Yugumo with the fighter planes, which you can see above, and now I'm coming up with torpedo bombers, while on the other hand spotting for the Kitakaze. Kitakaze is obviously going to get the cap. I have given him enough smoke that he will get to the cap without an issue, even though there is an Ibuki who is now turning out, and the Kitakaze here can easily get the cap because Yugumo just kited away. If he would have pushed in, the Kitakaze could have been killed him pretty easily. So that's the really good thing that I have seen here. Like at least in the combo with Yorktown that you can actually get, Kitakaze becomes really strong. And here I spot the Changmu, and Changmu instantly smoked up, which is good. But again, I spotted the Changmu. Changmu actually does not have those torpedoes that can hit the Kitakaze. Changmu actually have deep water torpedoes, so I'm expecting the Changmu to basically get rushed by Kitakaze here, which he will do exactly that. Even though I'm dropping him on the other hand, and might be thinking they might get a torp hit. But I think fortunately for him that he did dodge all of the torpedoes, but Kitakaze does have smoke for itself as well, and he can just rush into the Changmu, and the only fear that he have against Changmu that if he rams the Kitakaze. Other than that, the deep water torpedo will never going to hit him, which is pretty good. And I'm basically going to drop the Tara, and now there is that Changmu who was absolutely surprised here. He started to farm the Kitakaze here, but you can see the DPM of Kitakaze is definitely so good that he will eventually going to lose all the HP and basically die. He basically turning in, trying to use all the guns, and now he is basically dead. Obviously he lost quite a lot of HP, and there is the Buki who basically trying to shoot the Kitakaze, but he speed juked that, and that is pretty good thing. Again, what I did, I smoked up my Kitakaze, not trying to basically utilize his smoke, but rather than my smoke. And here, again, what I can actually do is basically keep rocketing the Iowa or the Tara, which in the Yorktown I should be doing, and supporting my destroyer mate, which I am doing very nicely. And that's the reason why he actually get the damage record. Not only I'm spotting for him, but also let the Kitakaze farm tons of damage along the way. And here Kitakaze is also getting the another buff, and that is reload speed buff, which obviously in a Kitakaze becomes pretty insane. Kitakaze already have really insane reload time. The DPM of the guns for the tier 9 is very good, and getting that reload improvement is just a icing on the top of that. Like it is really good. There's a salmon that got spotted, but obviously Kitakaze can't do much about it. And oh, there are two torpedoes, which is fortunately not gonna do anything. But well, the Shukaku, I think he basically spotted him with torpedoes. I basically give him the instantly plane that he needs to have. And Shukaku, if he does that, what he is doing right now, he will lose a lot of planes again. And obviously the plane get tagged. The Iowa is shooting our Kitakaze. He tried to speed juke him, but he didn't manage to do that, and he lost quite a lot of HP actually. But since Shokaku obviously tried a bit hard, lose a lot of his planes, because of that. And Ibuki, even though he's definitely pushing, and you can already see we have 2 reload time buffs, which basically makes Kitakaze reload time already pretty insane. Like 1.8 seconds of reload time base right now. Not the base, but I mean, you can clearly see that this TPM is absolutely absurd. And he can basically farm him. The adrenaline rush kicked in, and this poor Ibuki, he's trying to turn out. He knows that he cannot push into this ridiculous Kitakaze. I also did some damage to him with my bombs and trying to farm this Ibuki here. But unfortunately, Ibuki basically sort of disengaged because I can't able to spot him right now. But he gets spotted again, which is nice. So I'm really hopeful that the Kitakaze can eventually kill this guy and heal back some of his HP from the arms race as well. I mean, arms race has this notorious thing that you can just heal back and at the same time get so many buffs that you become really, really strong on a particular ship. And well, for some reason, the Shokaku again trying to do the same thing that he did before, trying to go and drop the torpedo bombers. And well, Kitakaze definitely realizes this situation. And even though the Shokaku is going to send another set of torpedoes, Kitakaze can keep farming this guy. And I mean, that's the only thing that he can do. He can just toss those Shokaku torpedoes and farm the Kitakaze along the way, which he is trying to do at his best. And he basically missed his entire drop, which is nice. He basically comes out of the smoke, and well, Kitakaze has AFT. I mean, it has a range mod sort of on the Kitakaze, so he can basically farm at long ranges. I mean, that's totally up to play style. I don't really like Kitakaze to be using or speccing with that, but if he does that, that's perfectly fine. I mean, you can have extra range, and Kitakaze Sherlocks are not that terrible, at least at long range on battleships at least, which is pretty good. And obviously this Ibuki, he is trying to disengage, and Shokaku again keep dropping the battleships out there around the Kitakaze, and he basically also maybe farmed the Pommern here, but Ibuki burned him down to death, and Ibuki actually disengages, which is pretty unfortunate. Obviously, I am trying to push aggressive. As a Yorktown, you should try to push as much aggressive as possible. And good thing is that Brindisi, which is our allied ship, also get the buff. And I'm basically going towards the Tatara now, trying to spot the Iowa and the Tatara along the way. And well, Kitakaze does have his torpedoes ready, and obviously the torpedoes reload is also very quick now because of the buffs that he get from the and obviously also there is a damage buff, couple of the damage buffs that like Kitakaze gets and Brindisi gets. Well, the torpedo damage becomes pretty insane. I'm not sure, but it could be like 27,000 really. And since Kitakaze can actually send a lot of torpedoes, like he can send 12 sets of torpedoes like in just between a couple of seconds. And you can imagine if they basically going to deliver this Iowa and Adatara, because Iowa and Adatara basically going to go straight line towards the cap, because well, it's an arms race mood, and the team who will get the cap eventually wins. So Adatara and Iowa now realizing the situation. Kitakaze have 12-kilometer torpedoes, so it's not going to be having any issues in regard to getting these torpedoes. And look at these torpedoes, they are absolutely perfect, and eventually they will hit couple of drops like torp hits on these poor battleships. And I'm expecting maybe Adatara might die from these torpedoes. Like, look at that torpedo, like 13k and 19k, which is insane. And a couple of torpedoes to the Iowa, which basically leads to 156k damage, which is great. Obviously, there is a smoke of mine laying down, but Kitakaze also realizing that they are eventually going to get the cap if we didn't do anything. And there are a couple of torpedoes of submarines as well, which is funny as well. And Adatara seems to be going down, which is nice. And Iowa actually beaches because of the Adatara shipwreck, which basically makes it even funnier. And Adatara is dead, and the Iowa is getting farmed by Kitakaze. Kitakaze actually smoked up. I got a reset on the cap in Yorktown, and there is a Yugumo who is actually survived before at the start of the game, and now he has some HP left, and Kitakaze started to farm the Yugumo. And hopefully with that much DPM that Kitakaze is throwing, he will eventually going to lose his HP. I mean, Hopefully the Kitakaze can be able to kill this guy, but Iowa is still not dying, and Kitakaze again switched his focus towards the Iowa. But hopefully we might be able to kill him. But at the moment, I don't know why he didn't shoot, but he absolutely realizes that there is Richelieu, there's Monarch, and there's even a Ibuki that can literally shoot him. I mean that's actually an issue, and that's the reason why he didn't done anything about them, which is understandable. I basically pushed towards the area where I think I should be perfect, but obviously I was a bit too much greedy, and this greed actually going to cost us the game, which is unfortunate, which is going to be very unfortunate. I think the Yugumo basically disengages, put the plane here so that the carrier does not strike the Kitakaze with its HE rockets, which is very nice because you can see the Kitakaze is literally coming towards the CV is literally coming towards Kitakaze, and the Yugumo actually survived, which is pretty unfortunate. I was expecting that he will not survive, but he did. And there's the Monarch who basically eaten a single top, which is nice. Now he's sending torpedoes to the Richelieu, and you can clearly see that the torpedo alpha is already pretty insane. I smoked up the Kitakaze again, and now our party begins. The Monarch has DCP'd, and if he gets a couple of fire, the Monarch will also going to get burned down to death, and he actually get a fire, which is very nice. And again, what is really going wrong is that I have pushed a bit too much just to get the heal, even though I probably shouldn't. This Monarch is literally on the verge of death. Like, the Kitakaze can easily farm him to death, and there's going to be another damage buff that Kitakaze can literally get, and he can get even more damage like power. And you can see the Monarch is basically melting down, even though the Kitakaze is just slightly missing his aim, and Monarch is really furious that what I'm gonna do against this Kitakaze that got smoked up. And he still have some HP, which is the problem, and the smoke's gonna actually ran out, which is an issue. But I think the Monarch did basically shot all of his guns, and probably there is Iowa and Ibuki. Iowa is coming back, and that's where I'm just going to die. And this is something that really gonna cost us the game, because I need to survive as long as possible. And Iowa somehow manages to survive at this HP, basically cost my ship. And you can see what happened here. The Iowa basically survived and basically killed me, like in my carrier Yorktown. And now, even though the Kitakaze does have smoke right now, but this Richelieu is basically trying to push in, because, well, this is the arms race mood and everyone's gonna push back. And there's going to be still a lot of ships for sure. Richelieu actually aimed pretty well in the smoke on Kita, which is understandable. And he's doing the same thing again and again, which is understandable. But, well, hopefully, the Richelieu will die, hopefully. And he's getting farmed from the Kitakaze really fast and really hard. And even though there is also a Siegfried pushing, and Iowa also healed back some of his HP, which is pretty unfortunate. Kitakaze is trying hard to get as much as much damage as possible actually. The reason why I think he switched towards the Siegfried, that he set fires, he maybe get a flood, from the torpedoes that are coming, but that didn't happen. He just get another fire on the Siegfried, which is nice. He got the increased damage again, and now the damage is basically insane. Like, you can just pump out so much damage. As you can see, 3,000, like literally insane numbers of damage, and smoke's gonna run out actually. And Siegfried does have a hydro, which is obviously another issue. And he's trying to running away. The Richelieu actually can permanent spot him, and there's this Ibuki that can also kill this guy. So I mean, there's nothing, that the Kitakaze can do except to disengage. And I mean, even that Iowa surviving, our team basically died really quickly. There's a submarine left, and well, I think Richelieu eaten a torpedo, and look at the damage of the torpedo. That it's literally insane how much he can able to pump out the damage right now. Siegfried does have very good dispersion on his cruiser dispersion, so even though the Siegfried also died, Kitakaze literally has almost very low HP left, and he's trying to survive because Ibuki really wants him dead, I would say. And Unfortunately, there are still 4 ships left. Even there is a Shokaku, and the problem is because I am not surviving, and Shokaku can literally spot him like at this point because it doesn't even have a smoke and he barely survived. Shokaku can literally kill this, Kitakaze as well, just like he did with the submarine. Submarine gets spotted in the periscope depth by the Shokaku planes, and now the Shokaku only has one thing in mind, and that is to spot the Kitakaze. Kitakaze already has very low HP, like only 1000 HP left, so one over penetration of Iowa would be enough to kill him. But well, I know once he spot the Kitakaze, this Shokaku, he started to farm this Iowa, and well, that didn't last for too long, and he got 383k damage, which is insane. So it was unfortunately a defeat. A bit of a mistake cost us the game, but we have tried so hard to carry. It was pretty ridiculous. So it was a defeat, and you can clearly see how broken the Kitakaze can be in the arms race mood with the smoke of the Yorktown. And this is what I really want to showcase you guys. So you can see that he got 1.7 million credits on a loss, a lot of free XP, 37,000 XP. He's using blue boosters, by the way, which gives you a lot of XP, and on a loss he's getting that much, which is pretty insane. He got 3 kills. If he would have gotten a Kraken, he would have procced the Yamamoto, and he basically becomes, I don't know, like, I don't even want to basically say anything. He just basically becomes invincible. It is gonna be super ridiculous for the Yamamoto to kick in the arms race mode. Team score wise, 2.2, like 2.3k base XP on loss. You can see that our team just completely threw this game away. All of our battleships were terrible. Look at that. Hawk, Richelieu, Amagi, Pomern, all of 4 battleships are basically bottom of the team. You can clearly see that how much literally Kitakaze have tried to carry. He not only killed the Siegfried, Richelieu, almost the Iowa. This Iowa was very lucky actually to survive and basically also killed me. And Iowa actually somehow managed to get this victory by just a very small margin, where he basically killed me in my Yorktown, which is very unfortunate. Detail report wise, you can see he killed the Siegfried, Richelieu, Changmu, Iowa, Munag, Adatara, you name it. He literally have killed like 7 of the enemy ships, almost half of the team, and he got a lot of damage from fires as well as a lot of damage from HE shells, which is nice. Also, he shot quite a lot of planes actually of the Shokaku. 19 planes shot down. So you can see that the power of Kitakaze is really, really good, especially when you get smoked up from the Yorktown. And that is basically the game. So I hope you able to understand the power of division in like with a CV like Yorktown or A6, and how much it can basically make these sort of gunboats insanely strong, especially with the spotting that Yorktown can actually do as well. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you do, please like and subscribe, and I will catch you into the next one. Peace out.